So apparently Blake Lively's a villain. She is a huge villain now. So the main reason why she's a villain is because of the whole PR that she's getting right now. About her movie It Ends With Us. It predominantly talks about domestic violence. And the problem is all the interviews that she was doing, she was promoting something else. She had a secret agenda. And it left a lot of people really upset. There were a couple of interviews where she was asked, for example, hey, this movie really hits hard to other people, like someone could really relate to them, to this movie. And if you see somebody that it really relates to and they want to talk to you about it, what would you say to them? And she had the audacity to say, "Oh well, should I just give them my address, or should they meet over at my house?" So her PR team is, trying to put all the flames out. They're not doing a good job. They're actually trying to point the blame towards, what's the guy's name? Yeah, so they're trying to point the blame at Justin Baldoni, right? So this guy right here, they're trying to point the blame at him. Like, try to make this guy look like the bad guy. And it's ridiculous. Because if you actually see the videos, the interviews that this guy was in, you could hear, hey, this was hard for me to make. And he literally talks about the movie and the effect it has on people and how it affected him, and it was hard for him to do scenes. And so we just needed a little bit of that from this person right here. She's making it seem like a comedy. Like, when I first watched her interviews and I knew nothing about the movie, I thought it was a rom-com. Little did I know I was really wrong. Yeah, no, it was ridiculous. Her interviews were ridiculous. And it shows you how untouched these people are, like the celebrities, with real issues. No, she is legit the villain right now. And rightfully so. Because if you look at these two individuals and you could see their interviews, this guy right here's interview was incredible. Hers was just promotion, comedy. And there's a time and place for that. Not to say you can't promote yourself, but there's a time and place for that. Promoting it with a very serious type of movie that this is supposed to be, that's supposed to portray to be, it's not the right time. And now Brandon, this guy, saying, "Oh, why are you guys vilifying Blake Lively?" Do you not know what she just did? And I think it'll be wise for him especially and other cast members not to say anything, because they're gonna get put in the crossfire. This has nothing to do with them. This is strictly Blake Lively at this point. Okay? So he needs to shut up and just let it go on and not say anything. And we know why he's saying something, because obviously he's going to defend Blake Lively, because the power couple of Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, having them on your corner will put you up here. Will give you so many more opportunities. We get that, okay? Let's watch.
Okay, guys, this Blake Lively drama just keeps getting weirder and weirder and just so much worse for her. I don't know what her PR team is doing behind the scenes.
They're literally doing
they are
that.
about to be working overtime to fix this situation because in addition to all of the cringe and the out of touch It Ends With Us PR, which we talked about last week, go watch that episode if you've not already, there is another clip that's circulating from an interview that she did 8 years ago, and it is just as bad. Well, actually, a lot of people are saying that it is even worse. Now, interestingly, this interviewer just posted the clip of this interview on YouTube a few days ago, allegedly not even knowing that this It Ends With Us drama was going on between Blake and Justin and all of that stuff. I don't know if that is completely true because she does follow pop culture for literally a living, but regardless, if it's not, that's just crazy and the timing is just chef's kiss. And guys, the way that Blake tried to turn this interview into some kind of feminist girl boss moment, it utterly backfired, just makes it even better and makes me know that you are going to appreciate this. Before we dive into the story though, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the comment section if you have not already, and of course, ring that notification bell so that you never miss one of our episodes. All right, so this interview took place back in 2016, which literally feels like 50,000 years.
Oh, I think I might have seen this interview. I wonder if it's the interview where we'll continue it, where this woman was, obviously it was a woman interviewing Blake Lively and another person, and the woman, this was when Blake Lively was pregnant, and the interviewer said, you know, just made a comment about her like her baby bump. And then Blake Lively was very, very rude, kind of sitting there, like, "Oh, I like your bump as well," you know, which was pretty rude. So let's see if it's that interview, because I'm just gonna come out and say that, like, if Blake, like, that was truly being a bitch right there. I'm just gonna come out and say it. That was being a bitch. I'm sorry. It is what it is. Like that was really rude. And I love Blake Lively, but now, you know, her likability is going down.
Ago, but it was when Blake was doing her press tour for the Woody Allen movie she did called Cafe Society. And there are two pieces of context that I think you should know. So, first of all, Blake had just publicly announced that she was pregnant. At the time of this interview, I think she was 6 months pregnant. So this was public knowledge. Everybody knew. She had been talking about it. Other people had been talking about it. This was very out in the open. Just know that. Now, secondly, and this is more culturally relevant, but at the time, there was a big Hollywood campaign movement type thing where women were pushing back against the rude, sexist, misogynistic interviews that they would encounter on their press tours. And of course, this was all looped in with Me Too and female empowerment. And one of these viral moments that you might remember, I think this was one of the first, was when Scarlett Johansson was asked about her underwear while playing Black Widow.
Now, were you able to wear undergarments?
You're like the fifth person that's asking
that because
to me. What is going on? Since when did people start asking each other in interviews about their underwear?
No, because it is such a skin tight.
I'll leave it up to your imagination.
Oh, see?
Okay?
Is that...
Whatever you feel like I should be wearing or not wearing under that costume.
This is not...
That was weird.
Is it inappropriate?
To ask somebody what kind of underpants they wear?
I didn't ask you what kind.
You just asked me if I was wearing any.
Now, I personally don't think that's the worst question of all time because we've all seen her costume. It is skin tight. Would it be weird to hear that from a man? Yes, possibly. But also, she was not rude back. They kind of bantered. It was fine. But that was in 2012, and it just continued to spiral. And that and other questions like it caused an uproar. And they caused this whole trend of female celebrities clapping back, and it was called the hashtag #AskHerMore campaign. So we have hashtag #MeToo going on in like 2015, 2016, and then in 2016, the Ask Her More campaign.
I didn't know about the Ask Her More.
Was also very involved, but the Representation Project wrote about this back in 2015, and they said women have more to offer than the clothes that they wear. Our Ask Her More campaign inspires people to call out sexist reporting and suggest ways to refocus on women's achievements. Hence, articles like this are still coming out today, more than 5 years later. This is from Marie Claire. This was literally a few months ago.
Bro, I swear, the internet never fails. I'm telling you, if you said something and it was on the internet, someone is going to find it. Really think about that. Like, people dug back to 2016 That is almost a decade ago. To find this interview and make it relate to the topics and what's going on with Blake Lively now. That's wild.
Go every time a female celebrity shut down a sexist interview question. So that's the context you need to know. That was the cultural moment.
Yeah, but this was a girl.
So
but this
during
was
the
a
Blake
girl,
Lively
though.
Interview for Cafe Society, I think that she was hoping that she would end up on one of these amazing girl boss feminist listicles, but it just didn't work out for her, not in the slightest. And just a note for Blake: next time, maybe you should just focus on being kind and being respectful instead of pushing an agenda. You can pray about that before your next interview, which
She's
actually
just so out of
she could do with the
touch.
Hallow app. The Hallow app offers an incredible range of guided meditations and prayers that are designed to help you deepen your spirituality and strengthen your connection to God. With Hallow, you can embark on a journey of exploration, diving into different themes and different types of prayer and meditation. From gratitude to forgiveness, which Blake Lively seems like she needs, each session offers a unique experience, sparking your curiosity and deepening your spiritual understanding. And for the third year in a row, Hallow is having their wildly popular Saints in 7 Days Prayer Challenge, where over the course of 4 weeks, you will journey through the life of an incredible saint, learning more about their faith, their story, and the ultimate surrender to the will of God in their life. And this challenge is just so incredible because Saints in 7 Days goes deep into the lesser-known parts of a saint's life to show that while their journeys to sainthood were filled with God's grace and glory, they also included human struggles, great suffering, mistakes, and a profound need for God's mercy. So if you're ready to dive in, download the app for free and join the challenge at hallow.com/Cooper. Hallow is truly transformative and will help you connect with your faith on a deeper level. Again, download the Hallow app today at hallow.com/Cooper for an exclusive 3-month free trial of all 10,000 plus prayers and meditations. Again, hallow.com/Cooper today. Instead, it made the interviewer almost want to quit her job, as she titled the recent video that she posted on YouTube that has now garnered almost 2 million views.
Wait. Oh. Did this girl... So the interviewer posted it. Oh, so the interviewer posted this. Okay. So it's not like we dug deep to find it. The actual person who did the interview re-uploaded it for people to see. Got it. Okay.
Views on just that platform. Let's watch.
First of all, congrats on your little bump.
Congrats on your little bump. What about my bump?
Alright, that was actually kind of... That right there was rude. Because... Like she was saying, we already knew she was pregnant, so she was just trying to open up the conversation just a wee little bit by saying congratulations on being pregnant, and she just snapped back and just said congratulations on your bump. That's wild to me. We make people like this millionaires, guys.
You've got 2 nice ones.
They are kind of bumps, aren't they?
No, not bumps. The lovely lady lumps. Check it out.
Thank you. Thank you.
Are
you
you
like the movie? Are you Woody
That
Allen
was so
fan?
cringe.
So that is how the interview started. Already very
That was
awkward. She
cringe.
compliments Blake. She congratulates her. Blake throws it back on her, goes, "Oh, look at your little bump." Like, insinuating that she's fat, like basically saying, don't comment on a pregnant woman's body. You just announced to the world that you're pregnant. Another important thing to note, this interviewer is Norwegian. Maybe they have a different way of congratulating women. Maybe you don't like that she said your little bump. That is not in negative. She's not attacking you. She's literally just congratulating you. And you threw it back on her. And then you and Parker Posey had this whole little moment to yourselves where you basically excluded her. Very weird, very much mean girl energy. If you are a woman, I am sure you have felt that.
Regina George. She's Regina George.
I'm sure it makes you cringe. Anyway, we'll continue.
Did you guys love wearing those kind of clothes that you...
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, working in
Everyone
digital.
wants to talk about the clothes, but I wonder if they would ask the men about the clothes.
Bro, like, why is she being like that? It just, I don't, yeah, you're right, guys. It is literally screaming Mean Girls. It's giving Mean Girls right now.
Mic drop. Mic drop. Does not even look at the interviewer. It is so pointed. I wonder. I'm just gonna let you feel really awful about yourself over there. I mean, it's so bad. And guys, now that you know the cultural context, it makes so much sense. I don't know if somebody told her that this was a good idea, like this is the thing of the time, let's get you some girl boss press. I don't know, but it backfired in a major way.
I would.
I love Jesse's suits.
They're not even looking at her. Like,
his wardrobe was beautiful.
I know,
Corey's
everybody.
wardrobe
I
was
know,
gorgeous.
he's
Those
so
high-waisted pants.
He's so great.
I wish men
And
wore
sorry,
high-waisted
too.
pants
I
like that
know.
still.
Me
Or
too.
his
Just
father
over.
with his tank top in
Oh,
bed.
it's so
Just
good.
like-
They're not even looking at her. Literally not even looking at her. And also, after Blake says that, the interviewer, if you go back, she says, yeah, I would ask.
I would.
What? It's so bad.
There's
So I
so
feel
much
like-
warmth of everything, you know.
Yeah, it's not just the women that have the clothes.
But
I feel like the women
Victoria-
get the conversation, but it's like
Yeah.
every detail with everybody.
You know,
How did
it
we
would
get
be
here?
one thing if they were sitting there with the entire cast, and the men were all asked deep questions about their characters and the writing, and then you only asked Blake about her clothes and then moved on. But it's literally just her. It's just two women. You don't know what she's asking the men. You literally have no idea. It's so bad. Guys, no wonder this is getting literally millions of views. And then I just want you guys to see the end, because they keep going back and forth, and Blake and Parker Posey are basically just talking to each other the entire time. But when this interviewer gets up to leave, look at their faces.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Take care.
Look at that.
that said it all. I'm serious, guys. It's literally giving Mean Girls. Bro, when did that even come out? That came out 2004. Which was, hey, this was a time to be alive, man. The early 2000s. What a time to be alive. No, but it's just, come on now. Don't be like that. Be a professional. I don't see what the interviewer did to make them act like that.
That face. I mean, it's just awful. It is so awful. I mean, they made it seem like her questions were pulling teeth, but what about those questions were problematic? Like, again, you
There's nothing
announced
wrong with
you're
it.
pregnant. She congratulated you, and you responded snarkily. And then she tries to save face and just move along, and she asks you about the clothes that you're wearing in the movie, and then you turn it into this whole, like, sexism, I'm gonna get a viral clip and become a feminist hero moment. It's so bad. Somebody on Reddit commented and said, 100% she was trying too hard to be offended so that she could have a viral clip of her epically owning an interviewer, but it failed because the interviewer asked a perfectly fine question. Do men get asked about the clothes? Girl, your entire personality is your style and your hair. It was relevant to the movie. You are doing too much. Yeah, and that last part is so key.
Facts.
Because literally, this entire
Facts.
press tour for her new movie, It Ends With Us, she's been talking about the clothes. Because she picked out her own wardrobe for her character. She brought a lot of it from her own closet, from the closet of her friends like Taylor Swift and Gigi Hadid. So she's so excited about this. She's talking about it. It's like a whole part of this PR tour. So apparently now, in 2024, it's totally appropriate. But 8 years ago, that was not the thing to be doing. Now, the comments on YouTube have not been any happier. One woman said, I think that every woman knows exactly...
Oh, they're gonna, I'm telling you, they're gonna probably try to cancel Blake Lively right now. 1000%. Blake Lively's PR team is working overtime, double time, however you want to word it. They are really out there trying to extinguish all the flames right now, because it's a sinking ship. Her reputation's a sinking ship.
What this feels like if they weren't the perpetrators, LOL. The feeling of being dismissed, excluded, talked down to, and always in this passive-aggressive way that makes you question, wait, are they being mean or am I just overreacting? This clip brought me back to high school, and I'm sorry that even in your professional career, you still have to deal with this childish mean girl behavior. Keep chasing success and ignore all the haters and the miserable people. Now, side note, to give even more credit to this interviewer, Cafe Society was a period piece that was literally celebrated for its costumes and its set design. Like, it was aesthetically beautiful. That is why the interview...
Yeah, which is why that's a perfectly good question to talk about the wardrobe. But you could see the wardrobe in the movie. That was a perfectly fine question. So why do you have to be condescending about it?
Viewer was asking not because she wanted to belittle you, but because it was actually relevant to the film. That is what people have been talking about. And then side note to that, I actually looked up the interviewer, and she is now running the Academy of Fashion, Art, and Sciences. So obviously she has a vested interest in wardrobe and fashion.
Yeah.
And then at the time when she did that interview with Blake, she was working for Elle's online media outlet. And guess what Elle magazine focuses on?
Fashion?
Celebrities and fashion. So this was not going to be some Howard Stern interview you were sitting down to do, Blake. It was literally a puff piece. It doesn't matter if she congratulated you on your pregnancy and asked about the wardrobe. That is literally what she was supposed to do. Somebody else commented and said, getting offended by a question about clothes is so disrespectful to the costume designers, the sewists, the stylists who work so hard to make these clothes. Ironically, she claims to love fashion. Yeah. Now, also, we have to point out the obvious
I don't know,
here.
based off
all of
what
this is just even
how
more
she was
ironic
acting.
because, again, clearly she was trying to latch onto some, socio-political cultural moment to get some feminist brownie points. But the interview was for a Woody Allen movie. The controversial director who was allegedly dated teenagers and was accused of sex by his stepdaughter. Now, I'm not here to give an opinion about Woody Allen. I don't know much of the story. I don't know the case. I don't know the verdict.
I
But
don't
if you're
know much
trying to
about
be
it
some
either.
female empowerment feminist girl boss, don't you think that you should be more concerned with that than a nice interviewer trying to connect with you and ask you mild questions about the movie? Like, would you rather she asked you why you felt compelled to work with an accused sex offender? Is that what you wanted? Like, genuinely, there was no way for her to win in this moment. It is so dumb. It is so classically hypocritical, per usual. And so I guess Blake's crisis PR team has their work cut out for them. Well, guys, I hope you liked this episode. Make sure that you like this video, subscribe to this channel if you have not already, and if you want even more content, you can follow me on Instagram.
Bro, she is cooked right now. Blake Lively is cooked. Gee, this person actually makes some good comments. Like commentary types of videos. I'm just mainly watching the ones where she's just talking about It Ends With Us, because that's what brought me to her page. If you don't know who this YouTuber is, there you go, guys. If you want to give her a follow.